You picked up your phone for 1 second, just to check something quick, and then somehow 45 minutes are gone. You don't even remember most of what you saw. Just a blur of videos, headlines, drama, and stuff that didn't really matter. And maybe the worst part isn't even the time. It's that feeling after, that low, tired, why did I do that again feeling when you finally put the phone down. If that sounds familiar, I want to talk to you about what's actually going on, and 3 things that genuinely help. Not delete all your apps and go live in the woods. Just real small things that work. Here's the thing most people don't realize. You're not scrolling because you're lazy or weak or have no discipline. You're scrolling because your brain is doing exactly what it's built to do. It starts small. You open your phone because you're bored or a little anxious, or you just need a second to not think, and the feed is right there, new thing, new thing, new thing. Your brain gets these little hits of stimulation, not happiness exactly, just something, enough to keep going. And after a while, you're not even scrolling because it feels good. You're scrolling because stopping feels uncomfortable. Your brain has learned when something feels bad, the feed makes it go away, at least for a bit. Then you stop, and that familiar thought shows up. I should have been sleeping. I should have done something else. Tomorrow will be different. But tomorrow, the same loop kicks off again. You're not broken. That's just how loops work. And the good news about loops is they can change. Most people try to fix this with willpower. Starting tomorrow, no more scrolling in bed. I'll just be more intentional with my phone. I just need to be stronger about it, and it works for maybe 2 days. Then you have a hard day, you're tired, something stresses you out, and your brain goes straight for the easiest exit it knows. Your phone, right there, always available. Willpower runs out. It's not a character flaw, it just gets tired like any muscle. And the apps you're up against were built by entire teams whose only job is to keep you scrolling. Willpower alone isn't a fair fight. So instead of trying harder, you need a different approach. Something that changes 3 things: how you understand the habit, what you do in the critical moments, and how easy it is to choose something better. That's what these 3 steps are about. Step 1 sounds simple, but it's probably the most important. Name the feeling, not just the habit. Most people say, I scroll too much, like it's the problem. But scrolling is actually a solution. The question is, a solution to what? Boredom, loneliness, stress, anxiety, not wanting to sit with your own thoughts, avoiding something you've been putting off. Next time you catch yourself deep in a scroll session, just pause for a second and ask, what am I actually feeling right now that I don't want to feel? Maybe it's, I'm stressed about tomorrow, or I'm lonely and I don't want to admit it, or just, I'm tired and I don't want to think. When you name it, something shifts. You stop being someone with no self-control and start being someone who's trying to soothe something. That's a very different story, and it's a more honest one. You can even just say it quietly to yourself, I'm not scrolling. I'm trying to escape feeling X. That one moment of awareness, that's where change starts. Step 2 is about changing your environment, not your willpower. Right now, doom scrolling is the path of least resistance. Phone in hand, apps on the home screen, notifications pulling you back in every few minutes. Your brain is always going to take the easiest path, especially when you're tired. So we make the easy path a little less easy. Move your most addictive apps off your home screen. Bury them in a folder. It sounds almost too small to matter, but that tiny extra step, that 2-second pause where your brain has to decide, do I actually want to do this, makes a real difference. Turn off notifications that aren't from real people. Every ping is a little invitation back into the feed. Most of them aren't urgent. Most of them can wait. Use screen time limits or focus mode. Yes, you can override them, but the goal isn't a locked cage, it's just a pause. A moment where you get to choose instead of just react. And if you know where you scroll the most, bed, couch, first thing in the morning, change something small about that setup. Charge your phone across the room at night. Decide the couch is for music or podcast, not feeds. You don't have to do all of this at once. Pick one thing. Just make the autopilot a little less automatic. Step 3 is this. If you take something away without replacing it, you're just left with a gap. And gaps feel uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable makes you reach for your phone. So instead of only asking, how do I stop scrolling? Also ask, what do I actually want to do instead? It doesn't have to be productive or impressive. It just has to be available and easy. In bed, instead of scrolling, put on a podcast or an audiobook with the screen off. Stressed and reaching for your phone? Stand up, stretch for a minute, get a glass of water. Feeling lonely? Send one actual message to one actual person. A real conversation beats 100 pieces of content every time. You can even make a little no-scroll menu in your Notes app. 5 tiny things you can do when the urge hits. Something like, take 10 slow breaths. Write down one thing that's on your mind. Read 2 pages of a book. Do 10 push-ups or stretch for a minute. Step outside for some fresh air. The point isn't to become perfectly productive. The point is to give your brain another way to handle the discomfort, one that doesn't leave you feeling empty an hour later. Alright, let's make this real. First, notice your main doom scrolling moment. When does it usually happen? Bed, morning, couch after work? Pick the one that costs you the most. Second, change one thing about your environment around that moment. Move an app, turn off a notification, put your phone somewhere less convenient. Third, pick one thing from your no-scroll menu to try instead. Tonight, when that moment comes, try your new setup. Just once. Not perfectly, just once. You're not trying to fix everything. You're just making one conscious choice in a moment where you usually run on autopilot. Do that enough times, and the loop starts to break. If this video was useful to you, there's a good chance the next one will be too. Doom scrolling and procrastination often come from the same place, your brain looking for an easy escape from something uncomfortable. If you want to go deeper on that, my video on why you procrastinate connects a lot of the same dots. It gets into the specific reasons your brain keeps choosing the easy option over the important one, and what you can actually do about it without relying on willpower alone. A lot of people find it clicks even more after watching this one. There's also a video on building real discipline that pairs really well with this one, because breaking the scroll habit is ultimately about building a better default, and that video is all about how to do exactly that. Small systems, not big promises. I've also put together some playlists that group everything by topic. So if something in this video hit home, you can go deeper without having to hunt around for what to watch next. Just find the playlist that fits where you are right now and keep going from there. There's no perfect order, just follow what feels most relevant to you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this channel is about one thing: honest, practical tools for taking your time and mental space back. No guilt trips, no dramatic detoxes. Just small changes that actually stick, made by someone who's been in the same loop and found a way out. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. When you've had your first no-scroll moment today, drop a comment that says, I took my time back. That tells me you actually changed something. And that's where it all starts.